I'm back. I will be sharing exactly where I've been, what I've been doing, and talking about my biggest regret of 2019, sharing 5 tips with you so you don't experience the same thing. So let's do this. Hey everyone, I'm Lenn Woolston. I'm a writer, blogger, and nerd, and thanks for checking out my channel today. If you clicked this video, then chances are you kind of want to know what my biggest regret was, and also maybe hoping that you don't make the same regret in 2020. So before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and just make a quick cup of tea, and I hope that you do the same, and then we'll meet right back here in just a few minutes. All right, tea in hand. I'm ready to get serious with you guys, and I have to give a quick shout out to my great and dear friend, Emily, who's also my critique partner, because she hooked me up with this tea. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's Alice in Wonderland tea, and this was given to me on my birthday because she knows how much I love tea and how much I love Alice in Wonderland. And seriously, try this freaking tea. It's amazing. All right, so where the heck have I been? Well, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of be very real and honest and open with you guys, and to let you know that 2019 was one of the hardest years I have had to endure. And because of it, I kind of went into this slump and I was kind of questioning everything about me and what I'm doing. And it was a really low time for me in 2019. And I know some of you are out there and you kind of experienced the same thing. So I kind of needed some time to deal with that, to process it and to think from it and to grow from it. And so there are a multitude of things that I have learned and I have just grown already, and I want to keep growing. And so in a lot of ways, I was thankful that, now that I had to go through that, like I'm thankful now, wasn't so thankful then. But anyway, I'm here to share with you exactly how I kind of got out of my slump, what you can do to make sure that you don't have to go through all of the crap that I had to go through. So one of the things that I started at the end of 2019 and starting at the very beginning of this new year was I read the book Embrace Your Weird by Felicia Day. So why is this book so life-changing for me? Well, for one thing, the title alone, Embrace Your Weird. It was something that I really needed because I was really feeling when I was going through everything that I just did not measure up. That I wasn't going to be good enough for people, that I didn't have enough to offer because I was too weird and I didn't, go with how things are, the typical way when it comes to my writing life and my career and everything. And so, yeah, it's been just a really life-changing thing to finally embrace my weird. Now, I'm not going to spoil the whole book for you. I'm not going to go into everything, but I will say 5-star rating, so definitely read it. And I recommend the audiobook because, she is so fantastic to listen to. But the biggest takeaway that I had from this book is the fact that you, as a creative person, when you are on your journey to either take something with your creativity and to do something with it, to share it with people, you have to embrace the process. So for me, this meant that as I've been querying and trying to get my work into the hands of an agent who will love my work, I have just been looking at people who are agented, who are having their book releases and all of that, and thinking, man, I just want that so bad. But what I didn't embrace in 2019 was the process that it takes to get there. Now let's get into the really hard part about what it means to embrace the process. So I'm going to be sharing with you 5 of the tips that I have for you so that you can embrace the process as you are on your journey to get your creativity and all of your work out there, especially if you are a writer trying to seek traditional publication. Tip number 1 is to fly in the highs and grow in the lows. So this means that when you are having those really good moments, when somebody requests your work or when you get really good feedback from somebody who has read your work, either being a critique partner or a beta reader, or you're just really excited about a new idea, fly in that high moment where you're just embracing the fact that, man, this feels so good. And it's okay to celebrate. When you hit finally and get to type out those words, the end, like that is a time to celebrate. But it also means that when you are at your low points, when you have gotten a rejection after another rejection after another rejection, all in the same day, or when you are stuck and you're just in the absolute pit of writer's block, those are the times, instead of feeling sorry for yourself and sulking in the low, you need to grow. So how exactly do you do that? You need to allow yourself to feel the emotions that us humans have at these low points. That is totally fine. But then you need to ask yourself, okay, what can I do right now to get to myself in a better place for my creativity? So this can mean that you take a workshop on something that you know that you need to improve on. It's also giving you another time to be more critical on a constructive level on your own work. You need to grow in that opportunity of when you have those low points and try to see, okay, here is where I am now. I'm at a low point, but where can I improve so that I get back to a high point? Tip number 2 is to find a mentor and community. I can tell you that the writing community that I have met all through social media has been tremendous wealth to my own writing journey. I think it's also important to mention that looking up to other writers is great, but you need to find somebody who is at least at your level, if not a little bit higher, so that you can have somebody who is able to say, you know what? I know exactly what you're going through and I'm here for you. And here's how I think you can increase your knowledge and your expertise in your field. So having a mentor is great because they're able to know exactly where you've come from, but then they are also kind of pushing you to stretch and to grow. And that's what you need in order to continue to grow as a creative person. And let's face it, writing is super lonely at times. So knowing that there's a community of people who are kind of on the same path, or even know what it's like to receive a rejection on work, or to know what it's like when you accidentally delete all your manuscript and you have to start over, it's really nice to be able to hear other people who encourage you and to know exactly what you're going through. Tip number 3 is to create in other ways. Chances are, if you are a writer, you are a creative person, which means that there are other things that you can do with your creativity. For me, I can say that some of the other creative outlets I have are I play music, I write my own songs that nobody will ever hear, but I love music. I also love baking and cooking, and so sometimes I just try to make up my own recipes. Works out well most of the time, not other times, but at least it gives me an outlet to be creative. Another thing that I do is I love to crochet, and so I often will instead try to find time, especially in the colder months, where instead of like focusing so much on trying to just do all writing when I'm stuck, then I try to do crocheting because it's something I'm able to do where I get to create, but it's not something that's just tied to my writing. So for those of you who are out there, maybe it is music, maybe it is drawing, maybe it's something else that you're able to kind of really love, but it's not directly related to what your creative project is. That will definitely help you to embrace the process and to be able to step away from your writing and to do something other creative so you feel that you are creating every day. Tip number 4 is to ask, what did I do right? Guys, so often when we fail, we are so quick to say, oh, I did this wrong. I should have done it this way. Or, man, I really screwed this up. And we don't focus on, okay, what did I do right? Oftentimes when you are able to pull yourself out of those low moments is when you, again, are able to grow. But it's not just focusing on what you didn't do and what you didn't do right. It's what did you do right? What is something that you can take and say, okay, you know what? this time. And lastly, tip number 5 is don't resist, persist. I want to encourage you that if you're going through a hard time right now, if you are finding that, you know what, you are already having a tough year in 2020, let me just encourage you to persist. Don't give up on your writing dreams. Don't give up on your journey because things get tough. You need to just persist, because I can tell you that if you are, like I said, growing in your low point, if you are embracing the fact that this is part of the process, but I still need to keep going to get where I want to be, then you will reap the benefit of persisting. So there you have it. Those are my 5 tips on how to embrace the process. May 2020 be your year. Keep on growing, keep on persisting, and embrace the fact that you are in a process to get to where you fulfill your dreams. You can do this, okay? Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a like. And if you are new here, definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my videos that I post on Fridays. With that, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, a great weekend, and until next video, bye! To embrace, I don't know what I just did with my hands. Oh, that's real hot. Oh. Maybe you have the kind of wish that 2020 is going to